as we've talked about over and over again on this show, the Trump campaign is approaching this election with the intention of essentially staging a coup if they lose, and they have lost. And they have a multi-pronged approach in making it happen. One of the ways that Trump has planned ahead, if you can believe that Trump plans ahead, is by appointing Supreme Court justices that could potentially weigh in on the results of the election and give him the edge that he needs. And wouldn't you know it, one of the legal advisors to the Trump campaign said the quiet parts out loud just recently. So if you were delusional enough to think that Trump didn't choose Supreme Court nominees based on how they could possibly help him steal the general election, well, here's a tall glass of just watch.
The United States Supreme Court, of which the president has nominated 3 justices to step in and do something, and hopefully Amy Coney Barrett will come through and pick it up.
So hopefully Amy Coney Barrett will be able to weigh in and give Donald Trump exactly what he wants. I mean, they can't even hide what their intentions are. That was Harmeet Dillon, who is the co-chair of Lawyers for Trump and is a legal advisor for the Trump campaign.
Okay, I want to explain how absurd her claim was. So they've already brought cases, and every one of those cases has already been resolved. So I'll tell you the only things that have not been resolved. So if they bring cases like, oh, hey, there's not Republican observers in the room. The judge asked them, are there Republican observers? They say yes. Then why'd you bring this case? Well, they're having us stand in the wrong place. Are you standing next to the Democrats? Yes. Okay, so all of that got resolved. So one thing they partly resolved was, in Pennsylvania, the law is if it's postmarked by November 3rd, those votes are supposed to count even if they come in on November 4th, 5th, or 6th, right? So that already went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, it's fine for now. We could reconsider after the election, but for now, yes, count them, okay? So that theoretically could go to the Supreme Court, even though they've already basically ruled against it. So what do they think, that Amy Coney Barrett's gonna come in and go, okay, I'm gonna overrule all of you, and we're gonna go in the opposite direction and not count those. But at this point, think about it, guys. Think about it logically for 1 second. Biden's ahead in Pennsylvania. So if they said, okay, that's it, we're not counting any more votes, who would win? Biden would win. So what's your case? At this point, they actually have to turn around and say, please count the votes that came in after November 3rd. Now you got to change your case in the courts, then bring it to the Supreme Court and say, could you please reverse, could you please rule in our favor, even though we originally argued you shouldn't count those ballots? If you're MAGA, I'm asking you, Biden is ahead in Pennsylvania. If your main claim was don't count any more votes in Pennsylvania, including the ones that come in late, wouldn't then Biden win? I don't know, maybe they just can't understand anything. Maybe they're just incapable of thinking. So that's where we are now. So she goes on Lou Dobbs going, well, Amy Coney Barrett could come in and just say that Trump is president. That's not a thing. The Supreme Court has to have a case, and they have to have a grounds for overturning something, and that could affect the election. By the way, the number of votes that come in after November 3rd is tiny. It couldn't swing the election anyway. They've lost in 3 different ways. It makes no sense at all. And they're like, on the other hand, Amy Coney Barrett, and Lou Dobbs like, yeah, that's it. I don't think they have any idea how our legal system works. They certainly don't know how democracy works. Like, well, if we lose the election, can't we just get 1 Supreme Court justice, or the Supreme Court justice just give it to us? No, you have to have a plausible reason for them to steal it, like in 2000. You can't not bring a case. You can't say, oh yeah, I know we lost, and I know I need these votes to win, but I don't want you to count them, but I just want you to declare me the winner. But if you don't count them, I would lose. How many times can I say it doesn't make any sense? But they really believe it, and when the Fox audience eats it up, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna win in the Supreme Court, man, by counting and not counting the votes. Got them. Look, one last thing. It's hard not to get frustrated by it. The one thing that not only these last 5 years, but this election, with 48% of Americans voting for Donald Trump, shows you is half the country doesn't care about logic or facts or anything. They're like, keep your stinking facts to yourself, keep your stinking democracy to yourself. We just want Trump to be in charge. Yeah, President King, who cares? Who cares? Democracy, America, who cares? We shred and despise the idea of a democracy like America, but can you believe Colin Kaepernick knelt during the national anthem? They're a joke, a total and utter joke. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.